This is the Audi RS E-Tron GT, Audi's answer to Porsche's Taycan Turbo. It's the first RS electric-only model, and it's also a first because it is the first e-tron that is not made in Brussels. It's made at the Neckarsulm plant in Germany, which also is on the same production line as the R8. So let's compare the two. This car's got 440 kilowatts of power compared to the Taycan's 460, but up the ante in boost mode and you can get 475 kilowatts from the Audi versus 500 in the Taycan. Torque, you've got 830 newton meters versus 850, and the 0 to 100 sprint time is a quick 3.3 seconds, but still bested by the Taycan Turbo. Top speeds are 250 versus 260. Both models are all-wheel drive, but the Australian spec of this car has actually got all-wheel steer as well, whereas in the Porsche you've got it, but only as an option. Now let's talk about the styling, because even though these two cars are twins under the skin, they couldn't be more different visually. They both ride on Volkswagen Group's J1 platform, which is bespoke for those EV models. The lights, while they both have matrix LED lights, this car in Australian spec has the Audi laser light as a standard feature, not an option. Porsche has the Porsche Dynamic Light System Plus, I think they're called. It's also got a grille, it's form over function, whereas the Porsche doesn't have a grille. The bonnet is much flatter on the Audi than it is on the Porsche. That is quite a long sloping surface. And coming around to the side, you've got some sharp lines there which look really nice, they look mean, but on the Porsche they're just a little bit more sharp. Coming around to the back is more aggressive. In the Porsche, you've got a much more subtle look. Let's talk about the wheels. On this car, in Australian spec, you get 21-inch wheels. On the European spec, you get 20 with 21 as an option. That also carries across to the Taycan, same thing. What's cool about this car is you've got a glass roof as standard, but actually you can option a carbon fibre reinforced polymer, which sheds 12 kilos off the weight, which for both cars is around 2,300 kilos, though the Audi is slightly heftier. So by this point you might be thinking, you've told me a lot about these cars, and actually the Taycan seems like it's got to be better, right, because it's more powerful? Well, not necessarily. Though both cars share the same 93.4 kilowatt hour battery and both have a charging capability of 270 kilowatts, Audi claims that the e-tron has got a 488 kilometre range, whereas the Porsche has got a 420 kilometre range. Also, the electric consumption of the e-tron is 20.2 kilowatts per 100 kilometres, whereas in the Porsche it's 28.5 per 100 kilometres. So the cabin, it's very different in the e-tron compared to the Taycan. The Taycan is beautiful, it's clean, it's slimline, and that's not to say that the Audi isn't. It's also very beautiful. These carbon fibre inlays look really nice, the Napa leather, the Alcantara, all really high quality. The infotainment though is much more familiar in the Audi, and that's no bad thing because in the Taycan it's very faffy and confusing to use. So all these touch buttons that you've got here, they're nice. It's a different layout to Audis of the past, but there's something that feels comforting and familiar and easy to use when you're driving along. That's definitely a plus. Audi's also got the Sport Seats Plus in this, and the Sport Seats Pro are optional. In the Porsche you get the comfort seats and you get the adaptive sport seats as an option. You've also got a sports steering wheel, and which is squared off here at the bottom in the e-tron, and you've got 3-zone climate control versus 4-zone in the Taycan. Now there's a few things that we need to talk about. It could be the boring stuff, but for owners they're important. So Audi offers a 5-year warranty compared to Porsche's 3. It also offers 6 years of public charging, roadside assist and servicing. Both cars offer a warranty on the battery, but in this case, Audi's is not quite as good. It's 8 years in the Audi versus 12 years in the Porsche. So which one do you choose? Well, that's mostly going to come down to taste, and also whether you value performance or you value economy. The Audi's got a better driving range in the electric consumption, but isn't quite as high powered as the Porsche. It might also come down to price. The RS E-Tron GT costs $249,700 before on-road costs, whereas the Taycan costs $276,300 before on-road costs, which is around $300 drive away. Unfortunately, we haven't had the opportunity to drive it today, but we do have a review on the website, whichcar.com.au, of the European spec car from a couple of years ago. Other than that, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.